परमात्मने नमः। ओम नारायण 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 नम। जयंती मंगला काली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा रात्रि स्वासुरा नमस्तुते। जय दम देवी चामुंडे जय भूततिहारिणी जय सर्वगते देवी कालरात्रि नमस्तुते। मधु कैटभ विद्राव विधात्री वरदे नमः। रूपं देवी जयं देवी यशो देवी देखो देवी। हरि ओम। ल घण्ट बजाउनु छ। चन्द्रमा मनसुता बाउन्न बजी कता गए त्यो टिको लगाइदिनु न। कन्तु धै खवे नमः वाउव्याम तटे नमः। जाते रुद्र शिवा तनो रघोरा पापकाशिनी दया नस्तन्वा सन्तमया गिरिसन्ता विचाकशी। ओम नमः संभवाय च मयोभवाय नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च नमः। कृष्ण फल्की मान्य है ए नानी आऊ।
She's a Brahmin, so
टिका लगाइदिनुहोस् आमा टिका लगाइदिनुहोस् त। हरि ओम नमस्ते नमो ब्रह्मण्य देवाय जगद्धिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ओम नारायणाय नमः। अब मलाई पनि टिका लगाइदिनुहोस्।
दक्षिणा दिनु पर्यो
र मलाई पनि टिका लगाइदिनुहोस् त। पहिला कन्यालाई नलाइकन भनेर नि मैले हरि ओम नमो ब्रह्मण्य देवाय जगद्धिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। भगवान् परमात्मने नमः। नौ दुर्गा भवानी रक्षा गर। परमात्मने नमः नारायणाय नमः। अब म जमाएर राखेर पाठ गर्छु आमा। अब हजुरले गर्ने सिद्धो मैले जाने त यतिकै हो। हरि ओम मङ्गलं भगवान् विष्णु मङ्गलं गरुडध्वज मङ्गलं पुण्डरीकाक्षो मङ्गलाय तनो हरि। ओम मङ्गलं भगवान् विष्णु मङ्गलं गरुडध्वज मङ्गलं पुण्डरीकाक्षो मङ्गलाय तनो हरि। श्री परमात्मने नमः। हरि ओम नमस्ते रुद्रमन्यमौतो तै खवे नमः वाउव्याम तटे नमः। जाते रुद्र शिवा तनु रघोरा पापकाशिनी तया नस्तन्वा सन्तमया गिरिसन्ता विचाकशी। ज्यामि खोङ्गिरिसन्तस्ते विवर्खेस्तवे शिवाङ्गिरि तत्राङ्कुरु माहिगुंसि। पुरुखं जगते आकृष्णे नर जस्ता वर्तमानो निवेशयन्मृतं नतं च हिरण्येन सविता रथेन देवो जाति भुवनानि पश्यन्ति धीराः। तस्मिन्नतस्तु भुवनानि विश्वा जुदेवेभ्यो आतपति जुदेवानां पुरोहित पूर्वो जुदेवेभ्यो जातो नमो रुचाय ब्राह्मणे रुचं ब्राह्मणे जनयन्तो देवा अग्रे तद्रभुवन्। ज्येष्ठैवं ब्राह्मण विद्या तस्य देवा असन्नसे। श्रीसते लक्ष्मी च पत्न्या बहुरात्रे प्राश्वेण क्षेत्राणि रूपमस्मिनौ व्याप्तं स्मन्निखाण मुम्बै खान सर्वलोकं बलिखान आकृष्णे नरजसा वर्तमानो। हरि ओम नमस्तेस्तु महारुद्रे महागौरी पराक्रमे महाबली महोत्साये महाभय विनाशिनी महाबली महोत्साये महाभय विनाशिनी। त्राहि मां देवी द्विपक्षे शत्रूणां भयवर्धिनी। पाच्यां रक्षितु मां मन्त्री आग्नेया भगिनी देवता दक्षिणे पतुबाराही नैऋत्यां खड्गधारिणी प्रतीच्यां वारुणी रक्षे द्वायम्ब्यां मृगवाहिनी ओम नमस्तेस्तु महारुद्रे महाभूरि पराक्रमे ओम नमः संभवाय च मयोभवाय च नमः शिवाय च श्रीवत्तराय च नमः नमः दुर्गा भवानी रक्षा कर परमात्मा जान्दिन पाठहरू ध्यान ध्यान भौती बरबर गरी बरबर आउँछु यही छ शक्ति बिराली कर विषय मधुगान तान छोडेर मोह गर्ने तिमीमा प्रणाम नमो भगवते परमात्मने नमः जय दुर्गा भवानी रक्षा गर परमात्मा नारायण श्री हरि शरण नारायणाय नमः ओम नमः संभवाय च मयोभवाय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च नमः कृष्णेन रजसा वर्तमानो निवेशयन्नमृतं नतं च हिरण्येन सविता रथेन देवो जाति भुवनानि पश्यन्ति धीराः तस्मिन् तस्तु भुवनानि विश्वा ज्योतिर्देव्यो आतपति ज्योतिवानां पुरोहित पुरोहितदेवेभ्यो जातो नमो रुचाय ब्राह्मणे हरि ओम नमस्तेस्तु महारुद्रे महाघोरी पराक्रमे महाबले महोत्साहे महाभय विनाशिनी हरि ओम नमः दुर्गा भवानी रक्षा कर ओम परमात्मने नमः भगवान जय दुर्गे भवानी जय दुर्गे माता सदा रक्षा कर परमात्मने नमः हरि ओम सुमं भवतु कल्याणम आरोग्यम सुख संपदा नमः पाप निवासाय दीपज्योति नमस्तुते ओम कर्म साक्षी दीप नारायणाय नमः भो भगवान परमात्मने नमः हरि ओम नारायणाय नमः अक्षतां समर्पयामि नारायणाय नमः ओम श्री सती लक्ष्मी च पत्न्या बहुरात्रि प्राश्वेण क्षेत्राणि रूपमस्मिनौ व्याप्तं सन्निखाणं मयि खाण सर्वलोकं मयि खाण कृष्णेन रजसा वर्तमानो निवेशयन्नमृतं नतं च ओम नारायणाय नमः कलशस्य मुखे विष्णु हरि ओम नारायण ओम विष्णवे नमः परब्रह्मणे नमः नारायणाय नमः ओम नारायण श्री सती लक्ष्मी च पत्न्या बहुरात्रि प्राश्वे नक्षत्राणि रूपमस्मिनौ व्याप्तमिश्रन्निखाणं मयि खाण सर्वलोकं मयि खाण हरि ओम गणानां त्वा गणपति गुं हवामहे प्रियाणां त्वा प्रियपति गुं हवामहे निधिनां त्वा निधिपति गुं हवामहे वसो मम आहम जानी गर्भधम तुम जासी गर्भधम जय गुरु गणपति नारायणाय नमः गणेभ्यो गणपति वैष्णवो नमो नमो भ्रातेभ्यो भ्रातपति वैष्णवो नमो नमो भगवान परमात्मने नमः नारायणाय नमः ओम भगवान परब्रह्मणे नमः ओम भगवान परमात्मा नारायण जय दुर्गे भवानी रक्षा कर हरि ओम नमः दुर्गा भवानी रक्षा कर परमात्मने नमः ओम नारायण सुतोदक स्नानं नारायणाय नमः हरि ओम गन्नं द्वाराधराधस्ता निष्ठपुष्टां करोस्मि ईश्वरी सर्वभूतानां तानि भूतेश्वरी पदे ओम परमात्मने नमः जय दुर्गे भवानी ओम शरणागत नारायणाय नमः ओम श्री सती लक्ष्मी च पत्न्या बहुरात्रि प्राश्वेण क्षेत्राणि रूपमस्मिनौ व्याप्तमिश्रन्निखाणं मयि खाण सर्वलोकं मयि खाण भगवान आमा कहाँ जानु आउनुहोस् त अब पुष्पाञ्जली चाहिँ मान्छेरी म पाठ गर्छु आमा यो पुष्पाञ्जली चढाएर ल यता हरि ओम यम ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुतास्तन्वन्ति देवैस्तवैर्वेदै साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं श्यामगा ध्यानावस्थर्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं नवितं सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः श्रीमच्चन्दन चर्चितोदल्पं शुक्लाम्बरामल्लिका मालालङ्कृतकुण्डलं प्रविलसुन्मुक्ताम्बरी शोभिता सर्वज्ञाननिदान पुस्तकरा रुद्राक्षि मालाधरा वाग्देवी वदनं वदे वस्तु मे त्रैलोक्यमाताचिरं मकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुलं गयतिगिरिं यत्कृपात्तमः वन्दे परमानन्दमाधव नमो भगवते तस्मै व्यासाय नीततेजसे यक्षप्रदाद्वा वक्ष्यामि नारायणकथाम्यां नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देव्यां सरस्वती व्यासां ततो जायमुनिरेत् कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारपारं मदगिन्धारं सदारविन्दं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयेत् एतत् कर्म श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु लोहान सबैले चढाइदिनुहोस्। ओम नमो गुरु गणपति नारायणाय नमः। ओम दिक्नाराय नमः। ओम चतुर्भुजी भगवती शरणागत नवदुर्गा भवानी रक्षा गर। ल मैले जानेको यतिको भामा हेर्नुहोस् पाठ गर्न थाल्छु है। ल
He's going to read the text.
हजुर सप्तशती चण्डी सप्तशती चण्डी पाठ गर्छु। हरि ओम नमः सम्भवाय च मयो भवाय च जय गुरु गणपति नारायणाय नमः। हरि ओम दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा राखी स्वासुरा नमस्ते जयंतं देवी चामुंडे जय भूतत्यारिणी जय सर्वगते देवी कालरात्रि नमस्तुते। ओम भगवान परमात्मने नमः नारायणाय नमः। नागराजं शीष्मोद्यौ समवर्त तपध्यां भूमि स्वस्था तथा लोकनिर्भरं। हरि ओम नारायणाय नमः। हजुर श्वास नलाई भने देख्थेँ आँखा कमजोर भयो के गर्नु। हरि ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम नमस्तनिकाय मार्कण्योवाच यद्गुह्यं परमं लोके सर्वरक्षा करण्यम् इन्नकस्यचिदाख्यातं तन्मय ब्रूहि पितामह ब्रह्मोवाच अस्ति गुह्यं तमं विप्र सर्वभूतोपकारकं देव्यास्तु कवचं पुण्यं दक्षिणं स्वमामले प्रथमं शैलपुत्री च द्वितीयं ब्रह्मचारिणी तृतीयं चन्द्रान्तेति कुष्माण्डेति चतुर्थकं पंचम स्कंदमातेति षष्ठम कात्यायनीति च सप्तमं कालरात्रि च महागौरीति चाष्टमं नवमं सिद्धिदात्री च नवदुर्गा प्रकीर्तिता उत्कान्ये तन्नामानि ब्रह्मणैव महात्मना निनादयमानस्तु शत्रुमध्ये गतोरणे विषमे दुर्गमे च भयार्था शरणं गता न तेषां जायते किञ्चित् अशुभं रणसङ्कटे नापरं तस्य पश्यामि शोकदुःखभयं नहि यस्तु भौत्यावृतासु न तेषां वृद्धि प्रजायते प्रेतसंसतु चामुण्डा बारायी महिषासना ऐन्द्रिकज समारूढा वैष्णवी गरुडासना माहेश्वरी विशारूढा कौमारी शिवाना लक्ष्मी पद्मासना देवी पद्महस्तारी प्रियस्यतरूपहरा देवी ईश्वरी विषमाना ब्राह्म्यं समारूढा सर्वावर्ण उषिता इत्येता मातर सर्वयोग समन्विता नाना वर्ण सौभाग्य नाना रत्नोपशोभिता दृश्यं तीर्थमारूढा दिव्यक्रोध समाकुला शङ्खं चक्रं गरं सवती अहं चं सुलायुधं खेटकण्ठो मरं चैव परशुम्पा समेव च पुन्तायुधं त्रिशूलं च सारङ्गयुगमुत दैत्यानाद्यनसाय भौतानाम भयाय च धारयित्वा नित्यं देवाना चैत्याय वै नमस्तेस्तु महारौद्रे महाघोरे पराक्रमे महाबले मोत्साय महाभय विनाशिनी त्राय मां देव द्विपक्षी शत्रुणां भयवर्धिनी पाच्यं रचितु मामंगी आर्या देवता दक्षिणे मधुवाराणि नैऋत्यां खडगाणि प्रतीच्यां वार्भिरचि द्वायम्बा मृगवाहिनी उदीच्यां पादकौमारी सैन्यं सुरधारिणी ऊर्ध्वब्रह्माणि विरचि नमस्ता वैष्णवी तथा एवं दश दिशो रचि चामुण्डा सवाना जयमेतकृतः पातु विजया पातु दृष्टिता अनिता वां पर्श्यतु दक्षिणे च पराजिता शिखाम्य ज्योतिनि रचितु मां मूर्ति व्यवस्थिता मालाधरी ललाटे च भोर्मध्ये विशसिनि त्रिनेत्रा च भोर्मध्ये भवन्ता च नासिके अवेत्तस्य त्रैलोक्यस्य पराजिता जीवेद्वर्ध शतं सायरम् अपमृत्यु विवर्जिता नशेति व्याधयः सर्वे लोका विस्फोटकालयः स्थावरं चैव कृत्रिमं च प्रियदिशमविचाराणि सर्वाणि मन्त्रेन्द्राणि भूतानि भोजराखे चरा चैव जलजातो परेशिका सहजा कुलजा माला डाकिनी साङ्गिनी तथा अन्तरिक्षि चरा घोरा डाकिनीस्त महाबला ग्रहभूत पिशाचां च यक्ष गन्धर्वराक्षस ब्रह्मराक्षि समेताला कुष्माण्डा भैरवादयन्वस्यन्ति दर्शन तस्य कवचे दिति संस्थिते मानुमपि भवेदायं तेजो वृद्धि करं परं यशसा वर्धते सोऽपि कृत्रिमण्डितभूतले जगत्सप्तशती चण्डी कृत्वा तु कवचं पुरा यावद्भूमण्डलं धत्ते सशैलवनकाननं तावदृष्टते दिनं सन्तति पुत्रप्रौतकीर्त्यान्ते परमस्थानं यस्सु रैरविदुर्लभं प्राप्नोत्य पुरुषो नित्यं माया प्रसारता लभते परमं रूपं शिवेन समोदते इति तं तोत्र देव्या कवचम् ॐ नमस्तण्डिकायै मार्कण्योवाच जयन्ती मङ्गलाकाली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा रात्रि स्वासोदा नमस्तुते
लसुन प्याज हुन्छ
हजुर लसुन प्याज खै
कहिले खाएको छैन
होइन यो उसमा नवरात्रिमा
नखाऊ हजुर अझै त्यही मैले नगर्नु भनेको छु
त्यसै भयो
हवस्
ल हजुर मैले यत्तिकै जाने आमा यत्तिकै गरेँ है
हजुर
मैले मेरो जन्म दिने आमा भन्दा नि ठुलो उहाँ मलाई जागिर खुवाएको उहाँले
ल धन्यवाद छ बाजे म तल हेरौँ है खाने कुरा नाउ इज फिनिश्ड
This is the putting the first clay onto a wax. It has been brushed slightly, very quickly. We're at this house of the same people that did the second clay. And it is essentially dipped and splashed on. It's a very simple, straightforward process. And done both inside and out. Now she shakes it off. And this is a mixture of clay and cow dung, right?
Yes. Good.
How is she sure that it gets into all the little details of the sculpture?
You mean in the wax?
Yeah, of the wax.
She know also the general knowledge and they have, picture.
It will now be left to dry, and then the second coat put on later, which we've already seen and taped. The sprue was put on after. All finished?
All finished with that one?
That was done, yeah.
Okay.
The sprue was put on at a later time. When do they put the sprue on?
So before.
This coat?
Yes.
Uh-huh. The sprue was put on before the second coat. This is something we...
We wanted to make to dry. Not possible to keep the sunlight. Just keep inside here.
It shouldn't be...
Not like to keep in the sunlight. Yeah, the wax, come to the make spoil. Yeah, very easy.
So the
It
first...
give more hot,
Yeah.
on the sunlight.
The first clay cannot be dried in the sunlight because the wax...
Second
will
also.
spoil. Second clay also.
Yeah, fine clay.
Of fine clay. Now they just dip the fine clay, the second one too, just the same as you did the
Yes,
first?
yes.
Okay. Oh, we're using this for a tape recorder. I might as well tape something interesting, like your toenails. Okay, well, that's very good. Now, is there a clay that goes on after the one that he's doing, the
Yes.
final clay?
Yes, yes.
But it's essentially, again, the same process, right?
Same process. same
Okay.
process.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of clay that I
4 or
understand.
5.
Or 5.
Yeah, very necessary 2 times it is a fine clay,
Mm-hmm.
and others so they they make the different of the size.
Mm-hmm.
It is too large piece, so then they go to keep the more thick
Mm-hmm.
clay, and 4 times, 3 times, 4 times they
Mhm.
keep also.
So if it's a bigger piece, they'll put more clay around it.
Yes,
Okay. But it's essentially the same process.
same process.
Now he's putting clay down inside the mold to fill up the mold.
Yes.
So he's essentially making the core after the piece. When would they join the 3 sculptures? Like they had the 3 sculptures all together, when would they join those?
No, this is it's different.
Mm-hmm.
The some are small, so they make join,
Yeah.
but this is make single piece.
When would they join the small pieces?
So after finish the fine clay,
After they finish the fine clay, then they put the sprues on and make the, I see, okay.
because they don't mind so this pipe will be make like here the
Mhm.
fine clay, right?
Right. Okay, well, I think we have what we need. Thank you very much.
Yes.
We're recording chasing and resurfacing of the texture of the metal image. This is one of the images from the cast set. It's being worked on by the person who's doing the, they call it engraving, but I think we would probably call it chasing and surfacing. Did you get a camera, Jim? Oh, okay.
Are you continuing on that one?
Might as well.
Short sa kaya ano doon ba? Bisa ada mo.
I think with that,
Okay. Can you keep this extra bag inside?
oh, sure. Sorry. The image, as you can, if you can see the bottom, they're laying the tools out so you can see them all. And the image is filled with pitch. It's said to be a mixture of wax and resin that pours it full to support the inside while they work on it. Can we actually look at the bottom of the image that he's working on so they can see the pitch that's in it? Can you show us the bottom of the image to show the pitch that's inside? It's just been poured. That's just poured full now.
Yes.
So that it's poured filled with this mixture of wax, and tree sap,
Yes, and brick powder.
brick powder.
Yes.
Okay, brick powder to give it make it hard or make it dense.
Yes. 지슬에 과스바이 교수 선택.
发了。
알레 포터 스페시피드 zetto 보이.
来家那给不来的呢，未来的嘛，他来找上来，而且
am saturday safara.
찾고
It's actually surfacing, hammering the metal at this time. It has a rather rough texture from when it is cast.
좀 못될 때가.
And you can see it taking the rough spots out and literally hammering them so that they are smoothed out. The metal is not taken away, it's just hammered smooth.
얘네 몰라. 이와 나올라 라이트. 아?
이제야 예신라.
저
이도 되게 베스트 거라.
나름도 돈이
시어 거가서 마오라. 시어 거글에 된대야 됐어.
지라가 돼요.
예?
지라야.
저 책에 그냥 그 그냥 되는
지가
거라.
How would he work on the head? Can he work on the head, the little curls just for a minute?
지레 말가.
Last word.
지레다 기요.
Last word?
이제 아는 라이트 어떻게 나올래 말아.
I told
다리
last
길로 말아.
time, so
경호선가.
can he do to make clear the face?
Uh-huh.
But so he said not possible, you know.
Okay.
When he make here, so first make finish the face. After when they make the something, so then go to the damage the face.
Mm. There's obviously a specific sequence that they go through because he's unwilling to work on the face until after things have been finished up below. So they want to make sure everything is done in kind of. They don't want to do damage to anything that they've finished.
If their face is damaged, so more times not possible to remove, right?
Right.
So then that goes to the different. So that's
আর
why.
चढ़ गए हैं
पुरै यार
I've been so check it out. Plastic vanilla and
You got more film on that?
धनिया नि So can I go just make the lunch, okay?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
15, 20
He's gonna
minutes.
go to lunch.
Oh, sure.
Because all family are waiting.
Oh, thank you very much. He holds the piece in a position against the blocks with his foot and is essentially getting into the best position possible to hammer.
So is he sliding as he pounds?
Just moving it very slightly across the surface so that he's, remember the kind of almost sandy grained texture? He's just literally
Just hammering
pounding
it
that
down.
down, very gently.
So is that instrument that he's using now is flat at the bottom?
It has to be fairly flat.
Tell me if I'm in your
No,
screen,
I'm
Jeff.
staying close on this. It keeps changing the chisel and moving more rapidly with each time so that it makes a smoother and smoother surface. Or I shouldn't call it chisel, it's a tool. I realize this will harden the surface enormously of these images. This is Babaraj? This is the gold
gold plate.
plate.
Just go.
You're going to do gold plating with it. Slip.
Snow.
You can see how the chest area over where he's working on is actually taking on a sheen. And if we look closely at where he's working, there's actually almost no texture left in the surface at all. It's just a little light texture. I've just discovered a fault in this tripod. It needs a short.
What are you decide? Most of them.
wall na te mane vewi
Well,
utar kai to thale da wall na te la intention jan
He's now defining the rings in the neck with a sharp chasing tool. Is this one of Susan's images?
no, it's a different.
Different.
No, the head is
This is an image that has been finished being surface and they're going to gild it. What's happening is it's being heated up with a blowtorch. They have mercury amalgam over on
You don't have enough light, John. Then we flash a couple. I get a 30 at that point more, but I'm not getting the image.
It's quenching. In some liquid. I suspect it is the Babaraj, what is this?
Acid and water.
Acid and water. Mixed so it cleans the image.
Yes, it's clean.
Okay, so it's, okay. Babaraj, can you hold that up again, please? Okay, just hold for a few seconds. The image has been cleaned and is bright copper over the entire
And we
surface.
also use brush also.
A brush?
Okay, thank you.
What kind of acid?
2 acid and you don't know, only acid and water.
Acid.
Acid and water.
Okay. I've got an extra, okay.
Babaraj, what are these in the dishes?
This is mercury
Mercury? Uh-huh.
and this is acid,
Acid?
pure acid,
Pure acid.
and this is water.
And water.
And we have a gold also.
Gold?
Gold and mercury mixing.
Gold and mercury mixed. Okay, let me see. In this little vial, there's gold and mercury mixed. I'm going to zoom in. I just told Stowe I'm going to move in. I hope. Yeah. Okay, can you tip just a little more? Oh. Oh, okay. He just poured it out in his hand. That is the amalgam of gold and mercury that will be put on the sculpture. Okay, great. Thank you.
Get a little closer to yours.
I'm sorry.
I'll get a little bit of a closer view of this
Okay.
thing.
Clean.
This is called the cleaning process. He's actually working with a file.
Or we use like
Yeah,
this.
it's a small, very fine-tooth
Yeah,
file.
fine one. And we have a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
I'll do a couple flashes here in this.
Okay.
The heck of it.
He's using a file now, which is different.
The power.
It's a very fine foul from which you look almost no metal is being removed. It seems to
아는
be.
맛이 알아.
Yeah, different kind of.
무슨 제 맛이 나야 돼요.
Different shapes. Huh? He's ready with his brush? Okay. They brought a pan of water and they are now scrubbing the image with the water. That's water in the pan? They're scrubbing the image with water. Make sure all traces of the oxidation are off.
어서 몰라. 이거 뭐야? 머신으로 하죠. 뒤에 저 가지 피우는 거.
In case I forget, looking back over here and see what changes the process.
Ready, Jeff?
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
This is very straightforward.
Just watch the camera.
I'm watching. Okay, wait, that discharged completely. Okay, you're set. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Sean.
Cleaned image.
Let me get one more.
In the film.
Wait, I'll let you do it.
That's new.
I'm gonna set this down.
He is taking water, acid, and mercury on his brush, and he is beginning to paint the image, covering it with a very light, apparently a very light coat. I don't know how well you'll be able to see with the reflected light in the metal image, but the image changes color from coppery to silver as he spreads the mercury mixture over it. The artist simply sits on the floor working on a little bench in front of him. The secret to the whole thing is the detailed accuracy of the coating, which has to be perfect over the whole thing, otherwise it won't gild where the object is going to be gilded. where the mercury is missing. I had no idea that they put a first coat of mercury on the image.
There's a cat there.
Larry, how about putting a zoom lens on the longer zoom lens? I seem to get some real close-ups of just the sculptures, as long as you haven't used flash. The surface of the sculpture is taking on the chest of the Buddha where he has polished it, is taking on a sheen.
Don't hide it.
Focus. Oh, that close, Larry? He is now using a toothbrush to spread evenly the mercury over the surface, or to polish it in some way. I'm not sure exactly what's. And he keeps dipping it in water to make sure that he has. He's now working a different brush, again just evening out. Oh, no thanks. Well, I don't.
Yeah, just a second. Thank you.
I don't need it.
नहीं तो नहीं मसला कहना
Bubba Raj, will he cover the whole, this whole piece will be all gilded?
Yeah, it's the same.
He puts mercury over it first.
Yeah, mercury and acid also.
Acid, a little mixture of mercury and acid. And then he's going to coat it with the amalgam. After this coat is all on perfect,
Plastic.
he will then put the amalgam on.
प्लास्टिक मिश्रण बाद टाइम अब पाना टमाटर को
What does he do after that? He heats it with a blowtorch?
He give look like that.
राहुल ला
Uh-huh.
बोले ला पर
Mercury is going up.
Mercury burns up and it becomes gold.
बोले दादा पर आखिर
You can see that.
Yeah.
अपना ये संगला
Huh?
Like now we get this
पाना
photo. They paint it on, then they heat it up,
Yeah.
and it's there.
Mercury's gone.
Mercury.
That's wild.
Larry just had a realization. I had the camera in the wrong place for the jaw in his lap
He give to
expression.
shining also.
क्या और जोड़े
Then they'll shine afterwards.
You do that though. Yeah, you,
I've been explaining mercury gilding for 30 years, but I've actually never seen it.
जैसे भी मूल ला होना जिन बहाने अपने में जो हर ले हाँ ले
Anna.
समझ रहा यार और दाम देना है हमारा ले हाँ बड़ा लगा फिर वो
No, I'm just checking it out.
फिर वो सही होगा अंडा खसा लगा वाला
Not enough. Not enough.
이게 안 쬐라서 뭐라 불래 가래 쬐나 또래다 다 ulmarga taimura par pair de am tatla pudi gazu de ko yaar pura pura wanne yo suwana ya woriga tane busong olna
저치 봐야 돼.
다섯 번 미워 효다 또 관계 다섯 번 미워 던지게라로 빠서 다른 제 괴물에 벌레가 이거 어디서 내면 가지 오리게 왔어.
웃는 건가? 예, 원해.
Being chased. We're now using a fine piece of emerald cloth to do the final finishing on an enemy is being chased. That cloth is actually wrapped around a small tool that you can see here, and it's aluminum oxide number 0.
Fine.
Fine one, yeah, number 0. Do you use a finer cloth? 5, maybe.
Last we use this kind of.
This is when you finish. Because they make finer numbers, 50 maybe. You know, 0, 0, 0, 0, only 0. So this is the finishing.
I can show you where to fix that. So I'll do that.
다이아몬드라도 이렇게 뭐지? 우리 집에
시 눈이 맞서 시 대오를 되게 뻬념 산 부끄럽 도르고야. 잘람 시 진짜게 खत्म कोनी वो अठगे चुना तो मुला मिले तो अठगे ऐसे टक टक होनी न
사오가 사오 나중에 뭐 시작 안 나오죠
छासा वो साथी सब तो
This process is actually removing fine particles of metal that have to be removed when they.
사가 이제 버리는 디자인
ये मुझे तो ये
Well, yeah, actually, it was just sort of facing.
잘라. 무난하네. 개만 흐는 거.
He's found a spot that was rough and he has hammered it again and finally going
Lots
to
of
put
sedge.
every step in the process on this final small spot.
Còn đó là chơi đi lại. Mana?
이제 나 태극나 동안 태극 미래가 까부터
Ôi, chi sao là gì?
사흘이 알니까 이거 뭐나 했어.
Otherwise, this is Kyang. This is a Kyang he rides.
This one?
Yeah,
Maybe it's a god.
yeah. Go.
God.
Baburaj is currently working on a goat ridden by one of the Tibetan protective deities. He is fairly naturalistic representation. This is a multiple faceted project here. There's gilding going on one place, wax modeling going on another, and the finishing going on another, mostly for our benefit in the sense that it's for us to take all at once.
You have to make sure this is on. What's in it?
This is the chest is now finished. And he's beginning to work on the drapery on the side of the chest. This is the same process being repeated. Chiseling the details, flattening the surface.
시험지가. 새로 손이 나와. 나이스. 이거 우리 핸드
Here's the big one, right?
We're literally going back and forth between the two craftsmen working to see what's going on in various stages of each of the projects.
Here's a nice shot. Might be able to get it with natural light.
Not with telephone.
I'm glad I brought a lot of film today. Actually, I'm delighted to what you're doing.
Do you want me to stop?
No, absolutely not. Actually, I don't care. Susan doesn't want you stopping you answer to Susan, correct?
I didn't think so. I had her in mind today.
I just taped that. I probably need to erase that.
Get it?
I think I'll run that backwards.
좋아.
들었던 이유가?
그냥 벌써보시라고 그러고.
This is 60 to 100 or something.
Why don't you take this side? It's better.
Shadow on it. Ready? 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 You want to try something?
Yeah, that was really.
That was okay?
Yeah, okay.
수수한 마이스터가
Don't say other like that. Huh? Don't say other like that.
그래 밀어 몰라. 그래 내지. 그래서 그래 가는 거야 그래. 아? 그래서 그래
가프네가
야.
가프네요.
뭐는 내요. 그래 밀어 그래.
Tripod, you really?
아? 是往去太多了。啊？
咖啡没拿着你有咖啡。दुरे ना टाइम में आता ना पहुंच
तो हम प्लास्टिक जाती है ना ना अब वो प्लास्टिक पर ऐसे लाले था लाते था बिजनेस हाँ ना वो
क्या खाना
हमने पता बोल दिया
Is now starting in the base, building, running the tool over the beading around the edge of the lotus pedestal. Finish where it's cutting on the details of it, where the arm joins the body.
हाँ तो दामन ना
हाँ बड़ी तो कई बार ठंडा ठंडा बड़ी
जिक्किया वो सबने अथना पहली शना भी हमारा
क्या मुसोरी नहीं ना
तब अंजी अरे दोनों क्या है ला रहे
so
This is the making of a foot. One of the figures is being done by Hitler.
sure 그래 좀
한시내는 가지 채널에 바라나도 하나
아 진짜 뭐라
앞서서 얘기 하나 하나씩
Barbara Rogers on the horse. On a goat, I should
कई
say.
जी बड़ी ऐसे एक्सपर्ट गोश्त है ना पैसा हाँ गोश्त थोड़ा नहीं जी ला फिर बड़े अन्ना फिर बड़े ना मैं था हाजी हम के है ना माला है वंगे माला
Lotus base is being
छोटे मोड़े
have the mercury
Bamala
put on. He's using the head essentially as a handle.
Most of what apple do
어신게 누가 무서요 어신 미스카르디나
You just set it on camera angle.
그냥 넣고 모션 되나 야도요라
They've just brought a book up for Rush to look at. There's a picture of a goat so he can get some of the details.
이거 작은 이나도 प्याज रहेगी
प्लान है 10 सेंट 11 साढ़े 11
떨어다 가지고 이건 내 아그는 왜 자꾸 비야 가지고
Are you facing one way and he's facing the other?
I can see the other stuff.
산에 요야라는 거 같이 도가나 게야 뭐
I'm not more.
정말 좋아. 뭐는 그냥 뭐죠? 머리가 나와. 정말 땡겨이네.
It turns out he's making a goat with crossed horns.
수제와 자 우유는 칼이 그래 지금 봐라
싱은아도 그런
암대 말이 쉰다죠
싱은 뭐하고 나도 그런
예 너무 숨을 쉬어라 매운 내가
형 분위기가
Why does the goat have crossed horns, Barbara?
Actually, we don't know. We're looking for a picture, but we can't find this kind of Lama say it's God, but he has like this. We don't know. So today you guys.
When the lama says it's like that, so it be it, right?
One, two, 이게 제일 너무 유명한 거야. 틀리 소스와 심을 취하는 게 취하는.
다운이구나
너도까지 하고
너는 내만 되지
너도
가라 지루야 이게
찌라고 타사 뭐 이거 드라야 더블난
I took 10 pictures of cats.
They're really cute out there. Look at the baby.
To the flesh. Rebecca?
Careful, I'll take pictures of your pink toes.
Did I tell you how this happened?
You had a pedicure.
Yeah, when she said, you want nail polish, and I kind of said, well, not really. She looked so disappointed. And I said, oh, okay, well, you know, she's what color? I said, well, you pick whatever you want. And I should have known because this is the color she wanted.
자, 상세가 나와.
Huh.
지세가 나는 나야는
Baba Raj has put the hat on the figure and is putting the figure on the back of the goat now to show what the whole thing is going to look like.
That's great. Yeah, I'm ready.
So, maybe
Baba Raj, what's the name of that figure again? What's the name of that figure? Durja Lakpa.
Very nice.
Yeah, really looks good.
Sometimes you use line.
Sometimes he uses a lion, but this time he uses a goat. Okay.
You know what, there's much to the picture, since that's so
But it's the same god.
Mm-hmm. This is the painting from which the figures come, and instead of putting this figure down here on a lion, Senge, they have actually put it on a goat, according to the instructions of a lama who ordered it.
Drum yourself.
Really
only that's like
I have one. Actually, we've been distracted by some small cats that come the tin roof out of on the other side. And Jan has been having Laurie make all kinds of photographs of the kitties playing with each other. Oh, look, Mom picking her up.
Yeah, it's gonna fit in that one. There's no Yeah, she
stick your head over there. He's now brushing the lotus base to
smooth out the mixture. Is just water and a toothbrush that's being used to scrub this around.
Choose.
The Buddha has turned essentially all silver except for the head, which he was apparently going to do last. Now finish the upper portion of the robes, the inner sangati that go around the Buddha's waist.
버스 얼마나 굴바로 가라. 나를 굴발 가서 가라. 아? 마이크 아저씨 올라야지. 굴을 씨 올라. 뭐 이거 있어.
你让他说这个了。
아 이런 데리 올라. 그래 가리지 뭐라. 세민이 뭐라.
이건 또 놀라면 사람이요.
뭐라.
대나오니 어디 올라.
세민이 야 세민 빠게 온다.
The builder has now taken the image over to the water and is washing it almost as if it were the Buddha's bath. He's now letting it simply stand in the water while he cleans the Prabhamandala, which apparently will also be gilded at the same time. He has not yet done the face, however. We misunderstood something. The mix that's being put on is the gold and the mercury combined.
This is pure mercury.
Pure mercury? Like this. And this is the mix.
This is the mix.
So pure mercury balls up, but the mix
Mix is
The mix balls up.
mix balls up more. No?
Yeah.
Mix balls up more. Okay. So this is the mix he's actually putting on now.
Yeah.
108. 1 hour and 8 minutes. It looks like 108 in here. I learned that lesson. But thank you for reminding me. Actually, in this case, it would have been interesting to have a time sequence to know how long it's taken to do this. But I didn't do it. These are the pieces or the parts of the figure that Hitler's been working on, while others have been doing the feet, hands. He's just got the back of the head off of this figure.
이러나 그 몰라 치트나 말하면 내가 내가 저도 뭐가 뭐냐 뭐냐 지금 내는 자 이런데 काम ज्यादा भूल और 20-22 दिन को हम बस मालूम होगा फिर चट रहे हैं बोलो हम दे असली वार फिर देना तो ना पुल का दे मनु तो स्वयं चले तो हुआ है ना वो है सारा बोलो थोड़े फोन है तो मुरा है नो बड़ा Yeah, ela
Gilder dips his tool into the mercury amalgam and into the acid and then starts to spread it on the copper.
शनिवार शेयर एक Allah शनिवार शेयर नहीं हाँ हम तुम सुंदर वाश में लग जाएंगे वे जाना पड़ेगा ना शेयर मार प्रवास लगा रहे नहीं ठीक है दसम से बाद में आजा
तो कुल समय उठा दे
इधर कुल सब शेयर का लाला जी कहाँ चुनी क्या चलो आनंद चो आज राहुल जी कितना लाने शेगा मोनी लो शेगा मोना गले जामा इधर जो गले लो
हाल ले लो मुझे
सुनना बात में तो क्यों बोलिए हाँ इधर नहीं लगा फास्ट है घूम देगा खरा लिंटर पकड़
It's not taking you. Putting it in the same water bath and bringing the image of the Buddha back. He is now carefully examining and going over the Buddha image to make sure that it has a complete coverage of the amalgam. He's still not done the head yet. Which he's basically using as a hint.
यहाँ तो जीरो ना Tole tuossa on muissakin tolen tuossa ne. Vaan. Kyllä se on.
The artist is now essentially filing folds of Buddha's drapery after having hammered them.
왜 시시해 올라?
There's now joining the parts for his figure that he has made. During the day, he's adding them to the main body of the figure. We do it last. There's a sequence. Oh, this? Oh, I don't know that. I was thinking of the finishing. You've been using the head as a hint. The tapping is to knock off excess amalgam that has been, you see the little piles on it. The head is apparently not to be gilded because, as Jan suggests, it's probably going to be painted.
The hair too.
The hair too. They're preparing to ignite the blowtorch, with which they are going to evaporate the mercury. He's now winding some cotton around some sticks. He's apparently going to use during the process of the fire building. This is all being prepared over where there's a bowl of fresh water, 2 Cokes, and lots of cotton. There's also a wire, stiff, brass bristled brush right on there. I don't know why. We'll find out. This is the brick on which the heating will take place. The blowtorch is still being heated. It's taken about 5 minutes so far, maybe longer. He's opened the valve, primed it a little more.
It's just not something you'd see at home much.
We had a stove like that, Samoa, John. Our kitchen stove. And we had to let it burn for a few minutes as well before we did it. Well, before we got it pressure. I'm not sure why.
What?
I don't know what kids doing.
That's
Doing the kerosene. You just pump it up and ignite it. That's crazy.
What?
I remember if it wasn't hot enough and we let we pumped it up and let the kerosene pour through it, you would just have a stream of kerosene. So we didn't think so initially. It seemed to be broken in.
It's got a fine point.
seems to be airing a place that is more woolly. Following the same process of rubbing over cotton. So polishing or burnishing the details of the structure with a cotton swab. Apparently, drying, I don't know. Baba Raj, is this to dry the image? He's rubbing it with a cotton. Is this to dry it?
Yeah.
Texture is dry? Quench the potato. The image is now being inspected. He's going back over to the table and he's putting some touch-up work in various places in the image where it didn't finish as well as they would like.
Also using more.
Baba just said it's not the same color, so he's using more to bring it up to all the same color.
That's good then.
normal half is see little bit
Yep.
copper color, not yellow.
Yeah, copper
So
color
like
shows
this,
through. So he's going over it to make it all one color. It's too thin, in other words, not enough.
We have to make a little bit thin yellow.
normal half some
How's the morning moon? One. Ini dia dari sini. Barang bagi lah. Ini kan salah.
gangan mana untham de dai la ban dia mana ban dia
Awan hai one dia hoga.
ha
Awan hai bamu dia dia.
ban dia la ni mana ya da ba ye sole ho be चक्कर में लग गया
Coba berapa?
दुनिया और इसके बगैर खुशी
ma wa to ga tale ban dia wa ban dia na ba
Enggak. Ya bukan. Ya Allah bahan.
No, that mercury stuff.
Got to me a little bit.
माम पुलिस पे
Banyak
Would this be spectacular and part of your exhibition? True fire gathering?
That's the man you can just how normal.
I will guarantee OSHA will have a
tepuk
puppy.
ragam
At least taking into account.
Mm.
We'll bring a couple of firemen. Put it under a hood.
Hood's probably the requirement.
Just traveling. Put that in.
This is essentially a second coat over some areas to make it darker. A richer colored gold because some of the copper showed through. He's now putting plain mercury over the whole surface. Raj, why does he put plain mercury over the surface? He's putting just straight mercury now, all right? On the surface?
Mercury ऐसे ही दिखा रहा
pala
You have to make same color.
So in the places where they don't want any more color, they put mercury. So that maybe the gold doesn't.
if mercury don't put that's so another no system
Nu pala.
after mercury
Pala.
this is pure mercury.
Pure mercury is being put on.
Gold surface.
Mhm.
Is it to protect the gold that's already in?
So it protects the surface that's already there. Okay. Rinsing it off. Cleaning it in clean water.
Sure, we'll find out soon.
It's going to burn should look into some of the other tools. For polishes. Cracking a nut of some sort. We got some seeds. What is this, a nut?
Not so the tray the last bit.
setting it?
Now, polishing the, doing something. Seed, huh?
It's like soap nut. And soap. And you're putting it?
He's beginning to use this.
Natural soap, they say that.
아니,
Something that he has taken from the nut as a kind of soap and using a brass brush scrub the surface of the purple mandala. He's clearly polishing it.
Do you polish other metals? Only gold for the soap?
Yeah.
Only gold. No copper.
Do you know the name of these nuts, John?
No, क्या नाम क्या?
Only Nepali. Newari.
Newari. एक मिनट. This is the surface of it before it is polished. It's very dull and flat. It's almost like a paint job. Okay, let's take it. He's rubbing the surface with a burnishing tool.
Piamoga, Aleo, for the where the last film, Samanga, Ashia, Pinta, Shilago, Oda, Shima, Mala, Akanaida, Papa, Koda, Malakavi, or an hour with Mona, Palade,
Here's Mr. Shepard. Maybe he knows the name of the nut that he used to scrub this with?
This one.
The
agate.
No, this is agate.
Oh, that is the. What is it? I forget. The same like the soap.
Same like soap.
Soap, yes.
I suppose there's any way we could get one of those?
Yes.
Why do they use that instead of soap?
Because we don't have the soap,
Okay.
and we use that. Something like, so if this here is some oil, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't give the polish, and the wash from that.
This is a burnishing process using an agate on a attached to a stick.
This is banana. This is banana.
वाला बार दूसरे डालने है हाँ बने होटल से बनी थी हाँ मैं टाइम दो हम से दूसरा वाला इसलिए फर्स्ट क्लास वाली चुनिए वो ये दुल्हन में जो लगता है कि लाल होने लगी है पूरा लिस्ट बना चाहिए
कैसे दोला
रेडी आप बना तो रेडी
जमाल एमिन मनु जुंदा
जुंदा जुंदा खाना ऐसे आओ
कैसे मिले पता
खाना तो लोग दो साल में
If this will be other metal, so it's possible to bruise, you know, the metal bruise. But this is cold is you know, when we make the metal bruise, the
Pura
cold
enak
is
in mahal,
cold, you know. And that give them more polish like this.
पूरे नाकिन मार
Moda Suprema.
गन पूरे नाकिन बेसार है माउंट
But you use the metal
हाँ
brush
वो
for the top of my
दूसरा टैग चलेगा
use the metal brush for the top of my
तेरा भी मोड़
Deadly,
के
yes.
मोड़
हमने किया
इसको तो क्या हाँ गाने लाइट वाला अथना ये वाला शेषी नहीं क्या
Macam sampai ya, saya
दूसरा
है मामूर मार sana ada मार
lah ya lah.
mana ini
Mana? Kalau mau apa lagi sih?
pada ini jam dia ada gitu
Actually, this work is due to working. So the woman will do that.
Usually women do the
Yes. Kalau lu sih mau lah.
पार्टी में है वो
What is the end of that?
Agate. Mr. Tucker said it was agate, which has been a burnishing tool in traditional metalworking since the Stone Age. Just when they begin to first use metal, I found it.
And they are very small. The woman used the necklace, small agate, and they can do to come here inside, you know. Do it. Now you finish here.
I think we might take a few minutes. You want us to go over to the other place?
man gak ada ya kan
Yes. Huh?
terus ada mana buat time mana boleh mana
Apa izin tarawih? Kadang kita suka pada apa juga sekali.
terus sana kena aja
Wah, berasa berasa.
We need to go to
terus sana
see
kena
the
aja
first
lah sana ada
play being put on at my house. Well, I want to take just another.
Saya dah jawab betul tu saya. Terus lah.
tadi amla kan rupiah dua
Let's put the mula. Let's go ni ada kan?
When you set it up here,
kabinet sangat bagus
this is the area that has been worked on. All of this robe, the drapery down here, the chest, and around the neck is what has been done in approximately 3 hours.
Mr. Kishore
This is the
and Mr. Sir.
state.
Indra sir.
This is the state of the middle image as we are leaving to go and see the first play being put on. We'll finish up as a gold image.
नेवारी के नेवारी भाषा लेखेको
केसरी 2 रुपियाँ हाल्दिनु
के को लागि हो यसमा 4 तला भनेर लेखाएको के अगाडि सिन्दुर भए पुग्छ अगाडि एक कप म्याक पनि नेपाली खा अगाडि एक कप अनि मुजुरको 5 बिटा
केसरी 2 रुपियाँ को
यसमा गोपा निपा मुजुर 5 बिटा
निपा 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 सासा देखिए सासा
सिन्दुर 4 तला फिट लेखा यहाँ फिट लेखा 4 सिन्दुर भन्छ सेकेन्ड निकाल्नु सर्वखण्ड
पछि पाउनु छैन त्यहाँको झिङ्गे हाल्दैन नि त
4 तला सिन्दुर अगाडि एक कप श्रीखण्ड उनीहरू चन्दन
पैंतालीस 50 55
सिङ्गो सुपारी कर्पुर 4 पल्सास का है पुलिस कमर
आगे
कमर पस्का यार के करा बुबा सिकुस्ता पस्का पस्का
मैंने गुरुजी के पैकेट 13
10 माला था 13
यो निलो सबै छ केसर चाहिँ चावल कालो भन्नुहोस् कालो भन्नुहोस् कालो हुन्छ थोरै त्यो घेरौडी पसलमा भनेर राखिन्छ कालो पक्का बोडी सानो केरो है मास भेडा मास
जो ढागो मिश्र 2 किलो राख त झोलामा
सर्वर जाति एक पाठी सर्वर जाति भन्छ त्यो चाउल चाउल मात्र हो सर्व चाउल हो सर्व चाउल पाइन्छ जस्तो सर्व चाउल हो पोटा भन्छ त्यसको बनाउँछ घरै बनाउँछ बारीमा त्यहाँ भनेको लावा हो धान त्यहाँ भन्छ पोटा भनेको घरमै केलाको चामल पोटा भनेको लावाको पोटा भयो आखे भयो पोटा भनेको त्यो घरमै त्यो बाहिर घरमा छैन त्यो गाउँको सेतो कपडा मसला भनेपछि अब छोराहरू पञ्चरत्न भनेको त्यो पाडाका छ सुधारको काम गर्छ उपाय छ चाडीको पाठ सुनको पाठ र चाडीको पाठ कसले हो हामीले दिन्छ कि तपाईँले बाहिर ल्याइदिन्छ नि त्यो पोटा भनेको तपाईँले चाउल केलाउनु पर्छ फुटेको चाउल हुँदैछ कहाँ भनेको धानको टिप्दा
अरूमा चाहिँ तपाईँको झोलमा छ
कहिले
दसमुला जस्तो
गायो केरा मास कालो मास सानो केराउ चामल
एक रुपियाँ दसमुला छ
सानो पाला भनेको हाम्रो सागरी त्यो छ नि बजार किन पर्दैन
बिर्कोले दुई बिर्को
बजारमा बनाइन्छ नि के त काँच धागो हुन्छ होइन काँच धागो सुरुटी बनाएर रातो घरमा बनाउनु अनि टेम्पो लिएर गयो बाहिर भने हुन्छ 20वटा 200वटा त्यो काँचा बत्ती बत्ती छैन
त्यतैबाट लिन पनि
झोला मेरो छुपा हिसाब
कति हो
140
हेरौँ राम्रो छ
102 कति हो दसमुला जस्तो नि डाबरको दसमुला जस्तो सकिहाल्यो
डाबरको हो अनि अर्को चाहिँ केरला पश्चिममा सुत्केरी गुटपात
जे साथ पक्केर डाँडा सोच पञ्चपल्लो छु नि
टुक्रा खाजा खाँदा अथवा खाना खाँदा
कालो रङ चाहिँ टापो सौरे त्यो फुल हो त्यो पनि बाहिर गर्नुहोस् फुल हो फुल टापो स्वाम भनेको स्वाम स्वाम जस्तै स्वाम
छोटो गिडा छैन
अरू भन न मलाई
अलि छोटो गिडा हेरिदिनु
अझ छोटो
लानो चलौटै सानो त हेर्नु के
अझ हामी जति सामान सपोर्ट चाहिन्छ
more time lगा बच्चे अर्को देश जाम
बेल छ चन्दन भइहाल्यो नि उसले हिसाब से ला
वो आम 150 होएगा
और क्यों ना ठोकट मठा मत बसा मजा यति हो यति किन्दैन गर्नला अब त्यो 84 का भइहाल्यो यसले त हिसाब गर्नु बेल छ हेर्नुका
आधा किलो लौंगारे 200 ग्राम यार कौन सा तो
लौंगा लो
वो 200 ग्राम
का
जस्ट वाला
उलिया खाला टपकी त हाम्रो दोकान रुके
जस्तो लौंगा
तीन किसिम का
बाबो
यो सबै तपाईहरु गिराउडी पसिमेन्ट और सबै
10 26
सोची चिन्ता सोच्यो भने खाको हाम्रो टावर हो चिन्ता हुने पनि
यहाँ दाउरा पाउँदैन
पाइन्छ होला यहाँ और चाहिँ रोटीहरु चाहिँ यो 5 किसिमको रोटी है जग्गासको आउँछ अस्तापिस भयो लौंगारे भयो परेको भयो मुगुरेको सिकेको अनि तपाईको मुला
गुत्पा
सक्यो भनेपछि त त्यो हो गाजर रोटी हो त्यो चौपन के पिराले किन्ने ठाउँ भन्नुहोस् त्यहाँ दिन्छ मुला पिराले चाहिँ किन्ने पसलमा पाइन्छ
मसला बनाउनु
रोटी 5
40
5 किसिमको रोटी अहिले त चाहिने रोटी बासी गर्नु भएन 18
रुपैयाँ 25 रुपैयाँ
अनि 32 साइडको
जोस पक्का
सबै ठानपछि भयो
एक पक्का यो चाहिँ बेग्ला भन्नुभयो भने यसमा जोटिसमा लेखा छैन कालो जो जोटीले जो तपाईँको बिवली ठाउँ सबै कुरा राख्नु ठिक हो बिवली त्यसमा जोटी सबै चाहिँ त्यसमा आफूले
10 रुपये
दिपो 10 गाउँ 1 2 3 4 5 5 10 10 20
अनि यो बाँडा बस्छ नि यो किन They're having a hard time reading his writing.
You mean the young guys can't read this stuff? Are they Neowar words that are in there?
The writing is so archaic.
Gotcha. Is this your stuff he's getting?
Yes. चाइनिज गोलगोल छ बट्टाको चाइनिज गोलगोल कहाँ पाउँछ है
इन्डियन किनेर लाग्यो चाइनिज
Nine types of grains. गेडाको बिना
गेडागुडी तिलहरू पनि हुन्छ
and होमलाई यो
होमको लागि
for the homa ceremony. पुग्छ यति हो? भइसकेको रातले गर्दैछ
छिर्का चुप्लिँदा मर्ला नि मर्ला छिर्का चुप्लिँदा मुन्चिबाट मर्ला तातो
यहाँ